Hey, welcome to a new episode. Today is a really interesting day because it's the 11th of September, which makes it 9/11 day. So what I did is actually went to pick up the 911 where I park it, and I actually haven't used this car since the drive down and up from Kyoto to fit the dampers and the tires and just get it handling right. So it's been a while since I've been behind the wheel of this thing. So first thing to get done today is to actually bring it here to a local car wash and make it nice and clean, because we have two visits today that we need to do. First off, I'm gonna head to Nakai-san's place. I'm gonna be checking out what he's doing there and maybe continue that chat I had on that kind of intro video that we did with Project 911. And then to celebrate 9/11, I'm gonna head to the Porsche Experience Center here in Tokyo. Well, it's actually in Chiba, but you get what I'm talking about. So it's gonna be an action-packed day of 9/11 goodness. And like I said, first thing to do is get this car nice and clean. So one thing I want to highlight about the 964 Carrera 2, even with the Tiptronic, it's actually really economical when you drive it on longer journeys. So you can see here, I've done 668 kilometers with this tank. I'm literally running on fumes right now. But that means the car hasn't really been filled up since Kyoto, and it's done probably, what is the computer saying? There it was. 9.5 liters for 100 kilometers. So almost 10 kilometers to the liter on a 3.6 liter NA old car. Not bad at all. While we wait for the fuel, I just wanted to show you guys this. This is the FormaWorks key that I just got cut. Alright, so here we are at RWB. I just had a word with Nakai-san. He's going to go off to lunch while I kind of have a chat to Nojima-san. So the reason I came here is to kind of discuss what I could potentially do with this car. You know, I've been shooting RWB since the very beginning. Nakai's style kept being uncovered by photographers and videographers back in the day, early 2000s. And I remember my first few visits here basically being shocked and amazed at the style that he was coming up with. So one thing I came to look at is just the various packages that RWB does for its clients. These are actually 993 fenders, so kind of just getting an idea of the widths available, and also the bumpers. This is a 930 style bumper for the 993, but it can also be done for the 964. And if I ever was going to do a conversion, I kind of want to see what every option and the way you mix those options kind of will come through in a car that you can create. So I want to do something special if I ever do the conversion. And talking to Nojima-san here, who is actually Nakai-san's painter since the very beginning, I'm kind of getting things a little bit clearer. I've shot so many of these cars. I've always wondered how many variants are there. So at least for the 964, there's a narrow body or like stock normal, entry level wide, and then you have the really wide ones, which I think that wouldn't be for me, because like I said, I really want to keep using the car daily and in Tokyo. So there needs to be lots of clearance when it comes to exiting and entering car parks or shopping malls or whatever. The things you would encounter on daily use. Another thing I was looking at is the rear bumper. I think I want to keep things simple if I ever do something there, because I definitely want to go for a twin exit exhaust, and that kind of brings us the problem of what exhaust to use. There's countless options there, and of course the custom route as well. After looking at the various air-cooled options, I can't obviously pass over all the 997s that are in here. And I think towards the end of the year, when both myself and Nakai stop traveling for a bit and are actually in Japan for a little bit longer than the usual couple of weeks, I'm definitely gonna get some of these demo cars that he has, especially the orange 997 GT3 RS, Nakai's own personal car, and see if we can take one or two of these cars up to Tsukuba Mountain, maybe something really close to here, and just go for a drive and kind of embrace you know, the craziness that has become the 997 RWB conversion. And it would be even better if we can get Nakai-san to come out with us on one of those drives. So cool things coming up for the end of the year. Lots and lots of aggression. I mean, just look how wide these things are. This one even has a cutout 61 on the bumper there. So like I mentioned, you know, I wanted to come here and kind of discuss with Nakai and Nojima together. You know, finally they're at the same place at the same time for a few days, because Nakai-san is off to the Philippines next, and just chat to them and see, you know, what can I do with my car if I ever did decide to go the RWB route, and just get the options clear in my head. You know, it's quite amazing to understand how many variety of mixes of parts that you can create to kind of craft your very own RWB 964. And while I'm here, we might as well check out the crazy selection of 997s that are out here. These are the cars that are keeping Nakai-san extremely busy these days. Here's a 997 Turbo, currently on its way to getting widened. You can see the cut has already been made all around the fender at the front. And just to kind of show you guys how wide the 997 Turbo kit goes, that's how the tire and wheel setup would stick out. Pretty wild. This Cabrio is one of the first ones that Nakai-san made, and one of the very first 997 RWB cars that I shot for Speed Hunters back in the day, because I was actually here with Nakai back in, must have been probably the end of 2017 all the way through 2018, and I think it was Christmas 2018 where he actually finalized the 997 kits, and I met with him 3-4 times here at his headquarters, and kind of, you know, photographed and followed the process of him refining the radiuses, the lines, the curves as the fenders met the body and, you know, the tire as well. There's a lot of work that went into that, and I had a great time just seeing Nakai work through the night doing his thing. It's one of those times that will always have a special you know, place in my memory. Just me and him in the shop listening to music, and lots of FRP dust, lots of masks, and the creation, as you can see, ended up becoming extremely popular. But since we're here, let's have a look in the car park if there's any interesting donor car stuff happening back here. There's a 964 missing its rear engine cover here, probably going for a conversion. Funnily enough, I believe this is the same color my car used to be painted before it got resprayed in that speed yellow. Nakai's old school Benz, his high ace with the what the world needs now is rough. Literally just spray painted into the door, just like he does the idlers thing on the tires. So I'm going to head inside, have a look at some of the air-cooled options that are being laid out. There's a 993 being built, so there's a bunch of 993 fenders and a front bumper in 930 style that I wanted to look at because they're kind of similar to what you would get for the 964. So just to get an idea what I'm looking at here. I mean, it's a big jump. I just want to make sure that if I ever do this, I'm making the right choices. Exciting, but I don't know. I need you guys to help me make my mind up. The comments to the first video was mixed, to say the least. I know some people really despise what Nakai-san does. They don't like the way that he's very, I don't know, rough. I mean, you know, rough life, rough world. To the way that he cuts and leaves the fenders, but it's his way, it's a system, it's something he created. So I can understand why people don't like it. I do, so there's no question for me there. But yeah, let's head inside, see what Nojima-san is up to in here. chat with Nakai-san and especially Nojima-san, you know, who's been his loyal painter for so many years. And can he talk me through what the painting side of things looks like on an RWB conversion? I had questions, and you know, a lot of answers were given, which really does make me understand the process a little bit better. And now it's basically down to me to decide whether we should do this or not, and you know, work out with Nakai-san when that would even be, if I did make the choice to, you know, go for a conversion. And at the same time, I don't know what's gonna happen, because you know, it's a big thing to go for. I mean, it's gonna completely transform what the car would look like. But then again, it really resonates with me to have a car like that in my fleet, having covered Nakai's work for so many years. Again, you know, if you do have some opinions in the comments, I'm more than happy to kind of go through what you guys are gonna have to say. I'm sure there'll be a lot of positives and negatives. I don't really care. I really do appreciate your opinion as much as, you know, all my friends. And basically the day continues for me. It is the very end of the afternoon here on the 11th of September. It is 9/11 day, and therefore Porsche Japan has put on an event at their Porsche Experience Center in Chiba, Ken. It's out in the mountains. So I've got about a 2-hour drive to there, and hopefully, you know, we'll have a lot of fun mixing it up with air-cooled and, you know, the newer stuff. I heard they may even be presenting the new hybrid 911 that has just been kind of controversially released around the world. So lots to check out, lots of Porsche related stuff to do. I'm gonna jump in a 964, put my camera in the passenger seat and get going. Alright, so fast forward about an hour and a half. I actually made it to just outside the Porsche Experience Center in good time. I'm about an hour early actually, because me and some of my friends, like Iso-san, that we did a video on his older 911, we're gonna meet here at this Lawson, which is just down the road from where the Porsche Experience Center is up there. I think we're expecting maybe 10-15 cars to join up. There's already a 991 GTS over there and a yellow 997 over here. I'm not sure if this guy's part of the group, but what a treat to be seeing another yellow 911 on 911 day. And because, like I mentioned, the Experience Center is just up the road, we keep getting a bunch of Porsches literally running by. The only thing that remains to be done for me, except for waiting, is actually getting a change of clothes so I present myself not a sweaty mess when I enter the Porsche Center there. So yeah, more waiting. Oh, what a treat. We have a 964 that has just arrived on the Carrera 2, and it has this really nice little ducktail on the movable part of the rear wing. Very cool. Well, since I got nothing else to do but wait, let's have a look at this silver 964 that just pulled in. Looks like he's gone for an aftermarket air intake there where the fog lights usually sit, and it's got an integrated little bulb, so you have the best of both worlds. And then there's some little splitters on the corners. This is Zenki, if we're going to use Japanese terms, because it has the squared off mirrors and the first gen wheel design. If you look at mine, I have the 993 mirrors, of course, that make a big difference. And then of course at the back, that I guess replacement integrated spoiler thing for the movable wing that pops up at 100 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour. Wiper removal, and it is a Tiptronic just like mine. All right, so we have a few more. The 991's gone, being replaced by that 964 that was over there a second ago. And then Iso-san has arrived with his pride and joy.
It's so hot.
It's so hot. I just changed. I arrived here completely soaked. So I brought a change of clothes because I don't want to... Yeah, that's the Dino DC, yeah. And the hat.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So we do have 4. There's another one over there, air-cooled. Hopefully we make a little bit more of a group before we go in. We have about 40 minutes before they open the gate at the Experience Center. So we honestly rather wait here and chill rather than be sat in the car lining up and sweating. Thankfully, sun's gone down, it's cooled off a bit. But just look at that selection. Oh, so good. All right, we persuaded the other 911 owner to move it over to our lineup. What a beauty. So simple, so unmolested 911T. It's got the little happy exhaust in the back, but they're sealed off. So good. A perfect representation of the various generations here. Look at this. What a treat. All right, I need another drink. I'm going to the company. Okay, a few more arrivals. Another air-cooled. And then we have this beautiful 2002 996 turbo in this really, really rare green. And best of all, it's a manual, guys. So much goodness. 1970 911T. And we have Iso-san's car and this Carrera 2 fully refreshed engine on that one, and then this thing right here. I think we might jet off now and head into the Porsche Experience Center. Just have to line up, I guess, and get in. See how they're going to arrange the cars, see if they're going to let us bring them in onto the track at least, and do a nice array of various generations. See how that's going to turn out. Okay, so much for leaving. The cars keep arriving, so we're actually gonna hang around a little bit longer because we heard the gates are still closed. So there's some more awesomeness here. Long hood, 911s for days, and they sound pretty modified. And then this 993 wide body popped up. Not sure what's the deal with this, sitting on OZ wheels, rebarreled Futuras. Very, very cool. Wow. ST 3.6 on that one. Wait, I think I've seen this at a show somewhere. Wow, what a thing. Singer vibes on this. And actually, I do wonder if we're gonna see some singers. There is one that has been kind of appearing here and there in Japan. Used to be like an old Russian commission that ended up in Japan, owned by a French gentleman that lives here. I have actually seen the car at PEC once before. I do hope it makes another showing. And there are a lot of singers coming to Japan, the later evolutions of the cars, like real new stuff. So hope to kind of bump into those builds as well in the future. But just look at this beautiful array of air-cooleds that we've put together here. 8 beautiful cars. Damn. You never know what's going to show up. I have seen this car countless times at idlers and other events. Absolutely stunning. Damn. RWB, at least they're getting represented. Look at this. 993 RS, GT3 RS, 992. Oh man, sort of glad we waited. Beautiful GT3 RS, Turbo S, and another 964. We're taking over this Lawson quite aggressively here. Little Jimny rocked in as well. These things are so sick. And in the meantime, tons of cars, tons of Porsches are going by on the main street. And I'm completely sweaty again. You just can't get away from it. This heat is just unrelenting. Everybody's sweating, and it's good to see that I'm not the only one here without aircon. So I have people that know what I'm going through. So much goodness. Lots more Porsches. 996, GT3, and our little group. All right, so we are ready to go. I'll follow the other 964, and we'll do this really nice air-cooled lineup into PEC Tokyo. Oh, perfect timing to show you guys how I fix illumination issues. You can tell that the right part of the tacho has kind of lost a bit of brightness. What I do is just hit it, and it comes right back. There you go, Porsche technology circa 1993. Awesome. I am cooking in here. So as soon as we left, boom, red light in the middle of nowhere in Chiba, just so these air-cooled cars can get nice and warm. Right, so we're off again. I really hope we don't end up with a massive line getting into PEC today. See how we go. All right, here we are. Porsche Experience Center Tokyo, but in Chiba. And this is probably like the 5th time I come here. I've had the chance to try out the actual course here with a couple of really cool Porsches. Once a Cayman GTS 4-liter, once a GT4 Cayman. And man, what Porsche has created here is something beyond special. Right, let's see where we end up parking. Nice lineup of cars here already. And there are some lights, so we should be okay. All right, so I ended up parking right in front of the main building here. How cool is that? But I think to get an idea of how many cars have actually showed up, we'll do a little walk around while cars are Still parking. Beautiful, rare things like a 992 Touring, 997 GT3. And unfortunately, it gets dark from here on, so you'll just have to bear with me here. We'll go over here where the lights are. Nice GT4 Cayman RS, GT3 RS. Parking next to this 997 Turbo. Martini livery on this one. And next to this beautiful black on black GT3 RS. Do love me some crazy colors. Another turbo. And then in the middle, you end up finding some really interesting air-cooled. This is on Y plates. It's one of the armed forces stationed here in Japan. And the lineup, I think, is going to keep going for a while. But I did spot something interesting here. GT3 RS in blue. Look at this thing. How sick is this? So aggressive. Do love me some of that. And here's a white one. Right next to a 993, a 964 in a very light yellow, and that crazy RWB we saw shoot by earlier on from Y's factory. Turbo craziness. Next to it, 991 GT3 RS. God, how sick is this? Right, let's keep going all the way up to the top and see what Porsche has organized inside. And here's number 3 GT3 RS for the night. I think this is one of the Porsche demo cars. Beautiful thing. Over here, we sign up and we get a drink. So I'm gonna do that. Got my wristband. And now we can get our complimentary drinks. All right, so here is the main entrance to the Experience Center. This is what we're all here to see. I guess the unveiling will happen later on. And they have a nice array of very modern cars. So I guess let's start with the red turbo here. Of course, you can actually come here and drive. So you sign up online, you choose your car, you pay up, and then on your given schedule, you come here. You're introduced to your drivers, or rather, teachers, coaches, and you take these cars out. And it's literally one of the most fun days that you can have here. And I look forward to coming back and doing something else with some crazier cars. Maybe one of these. Oh yeah, I do love a gray GT3 RS. Right next to the WEC race car. Of course, there is a WEC race at Fuji Speedway this weekend. Unfortunately, I will not be going, because there's another event that I'll be covering and that you'll be seeing on the channel coming up soon. And over here are 2 more versions of the 992. We have the Porsche Targa. So outside here, you can actually see where you basically come and pick up your selected car. And they literally give you the chance to select any of the Porsches that are currently in production. So if you want to do a bit of experience with an EV, you select the Taycan. And I guess the new Macan as well. Of course, that's only EV. And they've arranged a nice selection of vintage cars for us to indulge over here. A nice 1970 car, 930, 964, onto a 997, that stunning green 996 that we saw before. This is also a manual, by the way. And that completes the lineup. And of course, over here is the merch. Well, I might actually just have a look at the presentation of the new 911 from up here. Seems pretty busy down there. In the meantime, all the idlers guys are on the simulator. I wonder if they're racing in Motegi. Iso-san, you have to explain your t-shirt. Yeah. A lot of people are gonna say, what the hell is Kürehi?
Kürehi is how do I say it? It's air-cooled.
Air-cooled in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
There you go, Kürehi. So that's...
It looks like a German word.
Yeah. So new club, Kürehi Racing Service, air-cooled only dudes. GT3 streetcar. Right, I'm back outside, mainly because I wanted to come and get another drink in there, but I just spotted this 930 Speedster with a Golf livery. Very dark, but you still get to see that hump at the back and some funky bugs flying away. What a selection of cars that have turned out. So good. So glad I came out. And massive thank you to Iso-san for letting me know about this event. The night is far from finished. We are actually going to get back on the highway and go and meet a bunch of people at Umihotaru PA and then head to Daikoku PA to finish the night. So it's going to be one hell of a car-packed, action-packed, Porsche-packed day for me. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. All right, I apologize, the very bright light in my face, but it is pitch black. Final thing for this Porsche Experience Center night is to head out on track for a parade lap. Everybody's getting ready. Here we go. I have a nice parade of cars behind me, but I guess parade is the operative word here because we are literally cruising around at a cycling pace. Actually, over here is one of my favorite parts of this track. It's a really tight S-bend, cambered on entrance, and that leads into the little straight that gets you into that little carousel corner. There's the carousel, we're not allowed to dip down into it, so we'll be right next to it. You can see the slabs of concrete there on the side on my right. So you totally get to use that when you do the actual experience and drive their cars here. So here we are at Umihotaru. We had a nice quick drive to cool off the engine, which kind of got overheated in that parade lap at the Porsche Experience Center. Everybody's already here. We have pretty much the same lineup, and Iso-san looks tired. But we're still doing Daikoku after this, yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Heading to Daikoku.
Nice. So yeah, the night is young, and we get to see some more mix of cars that were kind of spread out at the PEC parking. Of course, it was super dark, and on top of that, some other cars have joined, or will be joining at least once we get to Daikoku. So it just keeps giving. It's the 911 day that keeps giving. Is that lighter yellow 964 we saw at PEC. Sick Land Cruiser coming in, and topping up that lineup with a 992 GT3 RS. So good. Oh, Carrera RS 2.7. I don't know if it's a replica or the real deal. You really never know in Japan. There's always some goodness around. But yeah, let's just indulge in some awesome Umihotaru Porsche heaven here. Super cool 930. And most importantly of all, Speedhunter sticker right there. Okay, well, so much for hanging around here. Everybody's leaving to Daikoku already. I guess we just go. Go. There's that 2.7 RS. All right, we just go. So much for hanging around. I thought I could actually go and get some food. I have yet to have dinner, and it's just past 10, so I'm actually quite peckish. But let's follow this lineup of air-cooled awesomeness, and of course that 992 GT3 RS. Good lord. Oh, so good. I think this is the parade we should have done before. All right, so we go down into the long tunnel that is the other half of the Aqualine. What the hell is happening? I haven't seen anything like this in years. Holy. All right, so we're out on the Wangan heading to Daikoku PA. My God, what a night. All right, so we have made it to Daikoku, and it's buzzing. So many cars out. Even Akira with his NSX over there. Good celebration on 9/11 day. Right, so parked up. Here we are. Hopefully we stay here a little bit longer. But no, just joking. I mean, this is the end of the night. Obviously, this is where we ended up. And I ended up parking up right next to this 964 on Regamaster wheels. Super nice green, stance on point. All the other Porsche guys ended up lining up elsewhere to try and get in and park up next to each other. I guess we just walk around and see what's up tonight. These guys are still looping around. So much goodness. For some reason, there's some Teslas here. I don't know, does 911 have anything to do with Teslas? Mr. Abdul himself. And I think I'm gonna go up here because there's a bunch of Porsches over on this side as well. NSX, a couple of 991 GT3s parked up right next to a very famous Blackbird from Wangan Midnight. This is one of the original members of the Midnight Club. Crazy tune 930. And if you know what this means, then you know. The color palette, yeah, it's crazy. We got all the goodness here. The best of Tokyo 911 scene right here. This is another car that's been featured on Speed Hunters. I think Blake shot this car initially. Everybody's wearing the Kürehi t-shirt. Abdul for time number 3. God, that car sounds good. Man, what a night. And check this 991 GT3 out with, I think these are Pokal wheels. I have to see. They look super sick. Yeah, Pokal wheels, so good. An RS as well. And that 2.7 RS that ended up arriving at Umihotaru just when we left. Is it a replica? Is it the real deal? No idea. It's not really all 911 days. There's so much to see, including an Alfa Romeo Giulia. Look at this beauty. Oh, so good. So good. More 911s. We got Treno GTVs on 3 spokes. Wide body Amuse. What is this? Jay's Racing? God, that's sick. Wide body S2000. God, even a Saab. Tonight, Japan is represented so well. Slammed Aston, and we're back at all those Teslas, which kind of confuse me. But then we have stuff like this beautiful Evo 3 on NK 5 spokes. So amazing. Best of all though, it's not the GT3 RS, it's the Panda parking next to it. Yes, you gotta do that when you park a Panda. Crunch the reverse gear as it gets in. That's so sick. And it's a 4x4. This is the one to have. Super sick. This man knows his shit and he appreciates designers like Giugiaro. Beautiful NSX-R coming in now. This is literally a $1 million car. That is so crazy. He's attempting a front park. Wow, that is brave. I don't know what to say. Every time Japan just blows my mind. You kind of get tired and kind of jaded, and then you come to nights like this and you just fully reignite that passion. Jesus. An NA2 NSX-R, literally a $1 million car right here in Daikoku, among all this 911 goodness, including an NSX that thinks it's in the US. Well, it's a good thing we made it and enjoyed it for a little bit. They're off, they're gonna loop around, tell people to leave. Same old, but boy, was that worth it. Hope you enjoyed this really special day. I don't think I've done so much car stuff in one day in a long time, so hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check back soon for more, and let me know what you think in the comments about what I was talking about with the 911 and the RWB idea. Until the next video, peace out.